So I've had this client for a little while. She came in the summer, over the summer of last year, and she had a few red flags. One of them being that she's always had like big anxiety over her stylist, and it's never really been a great client stylist relationship. So, being me, I was very adamant on taking her to change that for her because I always develop really great client stylist relationship most of the times, unless the problem is the client, okay? Which in this case it was. So this client has been very overbearing, I would say, and overwhelming in the sense that we had a consultation. She's been like doing last minute things, like if I live in her world, which is booking last minute. And then when she books last minute, she expects it to be around her time. She could take as many breaks as she wants to, stuff like that. And it's just like it doesn't work like that because I am a mother and I'm a wife first, and I'm a hairstylist after that. So I create my schedule around my clients, which that day I did make some accommodations for her, which was to have my husband pick up the kids from school instead of I, which had him to reroute his whole schedule and all that just so I could take this client. Okay. Monetarily, I really needed it, so I took it, although I knew our time was up, right? So that's all my fault. I gotta start listening to my instincts when it comes to these clients. Good morning, Curtis. How are you, my friend? And good morning, Margaret. So thank you for joining. So that occurred there. And so like just early this morning, she sent me a whole long paragraph text. And I'll tell you a little bit about her communication style because it's very long-winded. Okay, very long-winded. So our consultation is not like I do new client consultations, but she wanted to call me to discuss her next hair appointment. And because it was evening time, I picked up my kids from school, have to cook dinner. She wanted to call. I told her no because I know she's long-winded. And I don't really play that. Business is business. So I make people pay for my time. So if you want to discuss your next install, that is what I call a consultation, a client consultation, right? So we had the client consultation the next day. Even though I don't book people last minute, this is a lot of things I don't normally do outside of myself as to why this evolved into this situation here now. So it's me not practicing my own policies and procedures, which is allowing people to break my boundaries, right? That's what I call boundaries when it comes to business. You have your client policies and procedures for a reason in place to protect you, your brand, and just your mental health altogether, right? At least that's what mine is about. So, I take her consultation last minute. She has a 60-page slideshow, like she's getting ready to give her dissertation. And I'm telling her, are you aware that this is only 30 minutes? Now, let me rewind. I did come a little late onto the consultation because it was like brand new, getting the kids back to first day back to school, all this other stuff, and a lot of running around happening in that morning. And it was last minute, and for some reason when I book a last minute manually, it doesn't show up on my calendar, and I live by my calendar. So I was completely unaware that happened, but something told me look at my phone, and I saw that I was 15 minutes past, and I was like, oh shoot, it was supposed to be a consultation. She did text me. She said, I'm starting to get worried about you, blah blah blah. So I hurry up, join the consultation real quick, call her, and then we do the consultation, and I give her 30 minutes, even if. But the slideshow went way longer, and I said, "You are aware that it's 30 minutes." She was like, "Well, can you give me 15 more since you were late?" And it's just like the audacity. This is her attitude, and this is what she keeps doing to me. So I'm just like, okay, being kind, right? So I give her the extra 15, and it's really about going long and long. I'm literally having a meltdown with overwhelm because that is not my communication style. No one has ever done that to me. Give me a slideshow presentation for a client consultation. Has never happened the first time. So I'm just like, I can't do this because I can't comprehend what you're trying to tell me with a slideshow with words and pictures of all that you don't like and your dues. Like, it was just too much. Like, for me, it's like 3 pictures of what you want you might tell me what you don't want to express that to me, and maybe a mini video so I can see details. I'm okay with that. But a 60-page, almost a 60-page slideshow, like she's telling me she worked very hard on it. She was disappointed that I was late. It was like, do you understand that you're dealing with human people too? And that we go through things. I did explain to her and I apologized to her from the get, and when I have like a nervous, thing going on, like having to apologize because I'm late, I do a little giggle because that's my kind of like anxious type of way to handle it. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I did not mean to come on here late. I told her what was going on and it was last minute. And I don't typically do this, but I did it because, I know you need to get in because she wanted to get her appointment done on a Saturday. And I was already booked Saturday. My Saturday is already pre-booked. So I had to fit her in on the Friday and do a late appointment because she insisted coming at 10 and I usually start at 9. But I said, okay, I'll allow her to come at 10. Everything is just short notice last minute, but we're going to deal with it. This girl, she's one of those people who's tender-headed. So it's like it takes me 2 hours to braid her hair down, trying to, you know, be open to her sensitivity, right? But then when I did that, she was like, "Oh, the braid around the perimeter was too loose." So it's like, it's gonna be a little bit loose because you don't want it too tight. Because as I'm braiding, you're ooching and ouching, and I can't even really braid properly. So I told her that's the reason why I was a little loose. I didn't say it that way, but I'm explaining to you. And so she decided that can we use a net so we could make the foundation sturdier. I said, sure, we could use a net, but this is what's gonna happen, XYZ. She's the type of person who insists on having it her way, and when her way did not work, now it's your fault and you need to fix it. So now we did it her way again, right? With the net, XYZ, the way that she wanted. Now it's this is a problem. That's a problem. Every single time I take her, it's something else added to it. So this time, like when she was doing all that, I want the net, da da da. I'm like, that's not free. That's an additional expense. Can you wash my hair in hypoallergenic shampoo and da da da? I don't even carry that service. If you want me to do that, I could do that. But this is a last minute appointment. I have to do all this last minute. I got kids and I got stuff going on. So I'm going to charge you because that takes away from what I have going on at the house. And it's my time, period. Not even personal. It's business. It's my time, right? So after it's all said and done, one long text I got this morning from her complaining about XYZ on 1 through 3, and she wants to come back for a fix. I'm fine. Okay. You can come back for a fix. I have Thursday and Friday available for your fix. No, it has to be today at 6:30 p.m. or on Saturday. No, it doesn't have to be because I'm booked on Saturday and it cannot be this evening because my kids has practice. I have to pick them up at 6 o'clock. I will not be back home at 6:30 to do your hair. It's just not gonna work. And I'm not gonna make that thing for you and say, hey, husband, pick up the kids. No, he makes more money than I do. So I'm not going to be taken away from his work time or his sleep time because he goes to bed early in the morning to go pick up the kids for you. It's not happening. So she's over here, a little irritated. She was like, also, I would like for you to pay for my Uber since it's expensive and I have to come back for a fix. The only reason why you have to come back for a fix, sis, is because you keep adding stuff to your installation. You won't let me do the work I know how to do. Let me do the work I know how to do so that you are completely satisfied. But because you have so much anxiety, you are projecting it on me, and I cannot do the work that you paid me for. I understand that you have had old situations, but stop projecting them on me because I am not that person. And I will not let you overwhelm me and not let you make me feel like I don't do a good job at what everybody pays me for, even celebrities. What? What? So I have not used the block button in a long time. And unfortunately, today was the day that I had to use it. I blocked her via text and booking. And the weirdest thing is that she keeps booking with different names and stuff like that. And I'm just like, why you keep booking with different names? That's how I knew she was the problem. That was another indicator. Girl, because people block her, so she had to book from a different name. But once I realized that, I mean, no new clients can book me anyway. So if it's a new client, your profile comes up as new client, and I'm like, who is this? The only reason why she was able to do that is because she'll call me and let me know, hey, I'm booking. And then I approve the booking. But we're not doing this no more. I'm done. Because there's no reason why I need to work in stress and high anxiety environments when I created this system to work for me and my business. It also works for my clients because a lot of my clients been with me for a long time and are very happy. You know, I can't do that. You need to go somewhere else with your anxiety. I can't deal with it. I just wanted to share that. And this is something I'm going to share with my students. You do not have to accept stuff like that. To me, that's low key manipulation and harassment, to be honest. Because, like, the long text, that's harassment. Why are you texting me? And I didn't respond back, but she's still texting. I don't even know what she says now because I blocked her. I didn't delete it. Think I might post it, but because it was just irate. Like, and then she kind of soften it up with kindness and being sweet with the soft, squeaky voice. And it's just like, no, that's manipulation. Mm-mm. I can see that from a mile away. I worked on that. You will not get me with that one. But anyways, y'all, just needed to do a little stylist rant. If you're still on, thanks for listening to my TED Talk on client stylist relationships. Peace and blessings.